Welcome back for more croquet in the good old USA. We've been all up and down the East Coast from Chesapeake Bay in the north, lots of North Carolina, and both coasts of southern Florida. Now we're going to northeast Florida and the Jacksonville area. You can see Daytona Beach, TPC at Sawgrass, and the Ponte Vedra Croquet Club. It was a mosquito control facility, hence the address, Mosquito Control Road. It looked like this before John Carrington bought it and turned it into a fabulous 7-court facility that opened in 2013. It's a truly lovely venue with all the amenities, plenty of parking, and fabulous open-air viewing from the main building. This is the south side, which has 3 full-size courts and 1 practice court that's a little smaller, and then there are 3 more full-size courts on the north side of the facility. John Carrington is a charter member of the USCA and was inducted into the Croquet Foundation Hall of Fame in 2006 for all of his contributions to the development of croquet throughout Florida. The event this week is the Women's International Friendship Cup Golf Croquet Tournament. It's a brainchild of Cheryl Bromley with the goal of showcasing up-and-coming and top-notch women players from around the world and to foster camaraderie between these players and women of all skill levels in the U.S. It's being sponsored by the Women's Golf Croquet Academy, the shared mission of MaryCarol Stearns, Debbie Davidoff, Cheryl Bromley, and Ellie Griffith to develop and improve women's croquet skills by providing a nurturing environment to embolden more women to compete successfully in tournament play. I'll put a link to that organization in the description. Up on the north side of the facility, you have Marc Stearns, your tournament director, demonstrating a very small part of what tournament directors do. He's being assisted by Brandon Ely, who was very helpful to me. And we want to give a shout out to Heather Collins, who helped maintain the facility during the tournament. MaryCarol Stearns is your tournament manager, and along with her husband Marc, the sponsor of this video effort. This is the official YouTube channel of the USCA, which invites you to go to their website, check it out, and join us in this wonderful sport. Our exclusive equipment sponsor is Don Oakley and the Croquet Store, providing the equipment needs of all croquet players. And thanks to Preston Stewart for sponsoring the editing. Back to Court 7 on Saturday morning for some second-round championship knockout action. This one features Cheryl Bromley. They're hitting the blue ball, who's the highest-ranked female in golf croquet in the U.S. This tournament was her vision, and she's part of the group that founded the Women's Golf Croquet Academy. She's been chairman of the Golf Croquet Committee for the USCA and has had more to do with getting golf croquet organized for the USCA than anybody. She was the lead referee for the Golf Croquet World Championships in Virginia last fall. And she was inducted into the Croquet Federation Hall of Fame in 2024. She's from Wisconsin, plays in the Milwaukee Croquet Club on the shores of Lake Michigan, and ever the recruiter brought half the field with her from up north to play in first and second flights. It's a little bit of an exaggeration, but not much. Her opponent is Linda Trifone, who'll be playing blue and black. She's from Mississippi. She's an accomplished golf croquet and a good U.S. rules player, which is a little unusual in this group. She's the Southeast Regional Vice President for the USCA and has done some great promotional work in that capacity. This is how they got here. Cheryl was undefeated in block. Linda struggled a little bit. In the knockout, they played their first matches against players from the opposite block, and now they meet each other in the second round for the right to get into the semifinals. This is a 13-point game with a 70-minute limit. The semifinals and finals tomorrow will be 19-point games untimed. Not much she can do here except apply a little brute force and hope. They're both carrying 6 clips because you don't have to put a clip on the winning hoop. Oh no, the hound woke up again. Okay, I'll muzzle him electronically. Is that sexist of me, assuming that because the dog is annoying, it must be a he? I think we're in for a good one, folks. Quarter ball on the right would be perfect. Actually, aiming for quarter ball may be a little too cute. Those are all half ball shots. You just aim the center of the striker ball at the edge of the object ball, and you get what everybody calls half ball most of the time. The line shot on 3. You're just trying to make the hoop, not get down to 4. She got it. General principle, either block the shot or give them 2 targets, making sure the 2 targets aren't close enough to be cleared simultaneously. Black's on the east boundary, so that's a 7-yarder at yellow, and you could discuss whether yellow should have been a couple of ball diameters further west so that in clearing it, black doesn't stop and get a good position in front of the hoop. Granted, a little unlikely from 7 yards away. Blue doesn't play till after yellow. I don't understand why she's blocking blue's shot on yellow instead of black's shot on yellow. Maybe she was just setting up. That is not where she was aiming. So Cheryl stops the bleeding. 90% of the players we've watched in this tournament so far would put red right in front of the hoop. Where Cheryl put it, keeps blue from clearing red long. It's a slightly adventurous hoop shot, but it's a good defensive position. I feel the Barnes wall is coming on. Bounce it between black and blue and put it through the hoop. Nice try. They're not using the black tubing around the courts because, for the most part, the boundaries of the venue control these shots. And there's no aisle between courts where they could put the tubing. And for these players, it's not that much of an issue anyway. She's figuring out where to hit black so that it will clear blue. And trying to hit a really thin cut shot is the reason for most misses at Cheryl's level. figuring out how to get blue wired from yellow by the hoop. And it may be just as well that blue didn't get the block on red against black, because now Cheryl has to clear black. She can't hit blue and try to clear them both, most likely. Yep, they're wired. Ooh, well, they were almost wired anyway.
Lunch is ready. I have no idea. We ended up at the pool. Okay, so all the way over back.
Cheryl's getting a little nervous. If this were a 19-point game, she wouldn't be too worried, but Linda only has to score 2 more hoops, and Cheryl's out of the tournament. Linda Trifone, I think, is still the Southeast Regional VP. She's obviously a good golf croquet player, but she may be the best American rules player in the field. Her American rules handicap is 1.5. A lot of these ladies, including Cheryl Bromley, only play golf croquet. As you get more confident of your 10-foot hoop shots, you tend to put a ball like that closer to the boundary so it can't be cleared effectively. Black's on the boundary, close to that tall grass, and she wants to move her ball in a foot or so in order to get a decent stance and a unimpeded backswing. But yellow, the ball she's going to shoot at is now less than 6 yards away, so she has to adjust it by moving it the same distance as she did black on exactly the same line, so that all that changes is the distance of the shot. If she misses, yellow goes back.
Oh my goodness. I lose complete track of time now.
They're both referees. Linda's a Class 3. Cheryl, of course, is a Class 1 and was the head referee at the Golf Croquet World Championships in October. So they don't have to call anybody out to help with this. And they are being very precise about it. For all the players in first and second flight who are trying to figure out how to swing, you don't have to look any further than right here. Hands together at the top, nice pendulum. The fulcrum is the shoulder. You need power, a little passive wrist action, which really is only caused by a bigger backswing. Doesn't mean you're always going to hit the target, but it gives you a much better chance of doing so. And it has taken her to the #1 ranking amongst the women in the U.S.
Okay. Well, are you in Ursula's office right now? Well, see, we got the cables, the SDI cables have to go. Things that are on loops and rolls and stuff. And then there's 2 or 3 or 4 small cases, like the encoder. I've got 2 monitors that need to go in there and another small case. I would say enough to hold the cables plus that much again, or maybe half that much again. Oh no! I want to get a neoprene. You go to it's a way to get cheaper heavy duty neoprene cases, something they can use permanently to cart all that stuff back and forth. Okay, all right. No, yeah, but we have a lot of little cases. They're going to get lost. I mean, I'll be happy to defer to everybody's judgment. My choice would be to put all those cases, all those little cases, in a box. But if you want to just number them and keep track of them, that works too. Okay, great. Thanks a million.
A block perpendicular to the line of its shot on a ball that's over 7 yards away is way harder than clearing that ball. Actually, she probably did that because had she cleared yellow, it would not have gone very far.
Easy Chicago.
5-2 for Linda. Had Cheryl gone down 1-6, it would have been a challenge to come back. Not that 2-5 isn't challenge enough.
Did you ask who's it? They're the Trifones. They had 5-2. Number one seed is on the verge of getting eliminated. You never say never in this game.
That's a hell of a jump shot, wasn't it?
outside time. That would be too bad if she doesn't get a chance.
I think she's checking out the line of blue shot on red and decided that block needed reinforcement. Setting up at 3 feet wired from blue with yellow would have been an acceptable option as well. I think the main reason for this pre-clear is that she can't see black to clear it. This is a beautiful center ball clearance from 6-8 feet. It's worth practicing.
do a close-up of it when I went in.
Linda appropriately asked for Kent to come out and watch this because the balls are close together and she wants to send yellow a long way. You decide for yourself. Black went a long way not to be a double tap. And honestly, I can't hear whether he called it a fault or not. It looks like maybe he did, and Cheryl elected to leave the balls where they ended up.
Big drop. The only way black goes that far is if it's a double tap. Everybody's afraid to do it. It was a double tap. No, the shot itself is close. But she might have, Cheryl might have elected to leave black where it was if he called the ball. Because it put black so far out of position. It was self-defeating. Mm-hmm. It'll be easy to show that on the video. I can slow it down. You'll hear bang, 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 3 sounds. But the main thing is how far black went. If it had not been a double tap, then black would have gone about this far. Only way black went further was she hit it twice. Time for Cheryl to step up.
I'm a little surprised she didn't shoot that hoop.
Every single male player would have taken that hoop shot. Every single one. She's good enough. She's catching it.
3 hoops in a row for Cheryl. She's close to tying it up. Ken's checking out their clock. I think they're over an hour for sure. If Cheryl can tie it up at 10 before time runs out, then 11 will be the tiebreaker. Time runs out before that, and Linda walks away with the upset of the tournament. She almost gave it away. One of the best male players in the Midwest does what Linda's doing here. Thrusts her upper body in the stroke. Britt Ruby, who has won a national championship. I can't imagine it's helping her accuracy, but she's shooting pretty straight. Speaking of shooting pretty straight, Cheryl has found her stroke. I think she was trying to get wired from red and just came up short. Here comes the time announcement. Let's see. Let's see how lucky I get. Red just played. So that would mean maybe black is first and last. So each ball gets 2 more turns. And if they're tied at the end of that, then the next hoop scored wins.
All she got to do is score this round. Or keep anybody from scoring.
She's doing that so as not to get cleared long by yellow, but maybe she should have put it where it was wired from red. Then she'd still have a great shot on yellow, but she's going to get cleared now if Cheryl's still on. Unless she can block it with blue. Cheryl's still on. Okay, if in fact black was first and last turns, this is the start of the second round. Yellow has an easy hoop shot, and red got there off black. Four hoops in a row to tie it up at hoop 10. And where the balls are, it's going to be sudden death at hoop 11.
She'll score 4 hoops in a row.
a hoop shot by blue to win it would be so cool.
Still 70. Isn't this the quarterfinals? There's still 70 minutes.
I don't think she got the wire from black, but she's probably out of cannon range anyway. You never know. Will lightning strike and save the day? And this to get into the semifinals of the 2025 Women's International Friendship Cup. I honestly don't know what happened here. I think that Cheryl came over, looked at the line of red to blue, saw that yellow was blocking blue shot on red, and passed. I don't think this is a wrong ball. I think Cheryl passed. Kent came out and marked both balls very carefully. And now this to get into the semifinals of the 2025 Women's International Friendship Cup. I was preparing my usual curmudgeonly complaint about less than vigorous clearances when it dawned on me that what she was doing was wiring yellow from blue. Good job. Wait a minute. How did she do that? Sorry, that edit was a little too cute. And this to get into the semifinals, yada yada. This is modern jump shot technique. Look, she's behind the ball. All she did was put her hands forward a little bit, and she aimed for that space between the ball and the top of the mallet. It's not so much a jump shot as it is a low-flying stunt plane going under a bridge. Even though she missed, that one's worth studying if you're trying to learn jump shots. And now, for the third time, this to get into the semifinals of the Women's International Friendship Cup 2025. What a comeback. Down 5-1. Cheryl Bromley makes 5 hoops in a row to win it in sudden death at Hoop 11. And what a heartbreaker for Linda Trifone, who had our number one seed on the ropes and had the upset of the tournament in her sights. So give us a like, subscribe, hit the bell. We've got, I think, 2 more matches on Saturday, and then Sunday's action will be the semifinals and the finals on courts 1 and 2. Thanks again to the Stearns for sponsoring the video, the Women's Croquet Academy for helping to sponsor the tournament. It is the USCA that brings you this channel and invites your participation through the website. Don Oakley can provide all the equipment you need.